I would like to talk a little about a paper published not so long ago by a group of researchers at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. The authors tried to deduce as to how experienced developers came up with more meaningful names, and if it's possible to teach young developers that skill. They came up with the following steps. Number one, select the concepts that needs to be included in the name. And then choose words to represent each concept selected above. And finally, construct a name using these concepts. Now, to demonstrate these steps, I would present you a very simple piece of code. We would write a class for circle where we would calculate the area and the circumference. We want to come up with the names for the function for the calculation of area and circumference. So what was the first step? We need to pinpoint on the concepts that we need to include in the name. What are the concepts here? One is the calculation, the second is the area of circle, and the third, the circumference of circle. Now let's move on to the next step, picking the right words to show each concept. Most of the time, this part is pretty easy. For instance, when we are talking about the area of a circle, we can simply use area. We don't need to repeat the word circle because it's already clear. Similarly, when we talk about the circumference of the circle, we just say circumference. But sometimes we need to choose between different synonyms. For example, should we use measure or compute or calculate? To overcome this difficulty, the authors suggested to maintain a project lexicon, which is a fancy word for a repository that documents important definitions and alternative synonyms. Such a lexicon serves as a guiding resource, ensuring consistent and clear name choices, eliminating confusion along the way. So here we would decide to go with the word calculate and be consistent with this choice throughout the code base. And now, the final act, crafting a name using these carefully chosen words. This delicate process involves selecting a naming template that brings structure and coherence to names in the code base. It can be like using underscore or camel case to separate words, just like we use spaces between words, or using adjectives before nouns as we do in natural language. Following these ideas, we end up with our final names, calculate underscore area and calculate underscore circumference. These names make our code clear and organized. These names aren't just words, they're like labels that show what we have built in a neat and clear way.